Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another ancient Irish tale. Yes, this Irish tale is from the Tales of Traditional Kings cycle of Irish mythology. So sit back, relax, enjoy a horn of mead, smash that subscribe button, and enjoy. This one is entitled The Adventures of the Sons of Eochaid Mugmedon. Here, as in the succeeding tale, the hero is now of the 9 hostages, who, according to the annals, was High King of Ireland from AD 379 to 405. Now, the Ampmorsa's ancestor of the O'Neills is reputed to have been one of the most powerful kings in ancient Ireland. The tale is not an especially good example of Irish storytelling art, but it is full of interest for the student of the ancient Irish beliefs. It is still more noteworthy than an early example of the theme dear to the Irish people, the personification of Ireland in the form of a beautiful woman. The plot itself is a type of widely circulated in medieval Europe, and well, perhaps best known to the general reader in the form given to it by the wife of Bath in Chaucer's Canterbury Tales. The story in its, present form is not older than the 11th century. There was a wondrous and noble king over Erin, namely Eochaid Mugmedon. 5 sons he had: Bran, Annals, Fersa, Fergus, and Niall. The mother of Bran, Fersa, Fergus, and Annals were Morgan, daughter of Fildric. The mother of Niall was Karen the Curly Black, daughter of Scerebalb, king of the Saxons. Niall was hated by Queen Morgan, for Eochaid had begotten him and Cairn instead on her. Great then was the hardship which Cairn suffered from the queen. So great was the hardship that she was compelled to draw the water of Tara apart, and every handmaid in turn in sight of her. And even when she was with child with Niall, she was forced to do all that in order that the babe might die in her womb. The time of her lying in had arrived, and yet she ceased not from the service. Then, on the green of Tara, beside the pail, she brought forth a man-child, and does not take up the boy from the ground, but she left him there exposed to the birds. And not one of the men of Erin dared carry him away for the dread Morgan, since great was her magical power, and all were in fear of her. Then Torra the poet came across the green and beheld the babe left alone with the birds attacking it. So Torra took the boy into his bosom, and to him was revealed all that would be thereafter. And he said, "Welcome, little guest. He will be Niall of the 9 hostages. In his time he will be ridden a multitude. Plains will be greatened, hostages will be overthrown, battles will be fought. Longside of Torra, host leader of Mergfermin, custodian of Mergama, revered one of Alman, veteran of Liffey, white knee of Coldell. 27 years he will rule Erin, and Erin will be inherited from him forever." Good, indeed, was Niall's beginning, and his successes mainly rough-haired, till he died in the afternoon on a Saturday by the Sea of Right. The Sea of Right, remember, is the English Channel. The tradition that Niall was slain here is not incorporated among the traditions given on the later stories. Slain by Eochaid, son of Elna Curras, Torno took the boy with him and fostered him. And after that, neither Torrin nor his fosterling came to Tara until the boy was fit to be king. Then Torna and Niall came from Tara. 'Twas then where that Karen Niall's mother said she was bringing water to Tara. Chanced to meet them. Said Niall to her, "Let this work alone." "I dare not," she answered, "because of the queen." "My mother," said he, "shall not be serving, and I the son of the king of Erin." Then he took her with him to Tara, and clad her in purple raiment. Anger seized Mothram, for this seemed evil to her. But this was the will of the men of Erin, that Niall should be king after his father. Wherefore Mara said to Erin, "Pass judgment among thy sons, as to which them shall receive the hostage." "I will not pass judgment," he answered, "but Shiskin the wizard will do so." Then they sent to Shiskin the smith, who dwelt in Tara, for he was a wise man and a wondrous prophet. The smith set a fire to his forge, in which 4 sons were placed. Niall came out carrying the anvil and its block. "Niall vanquishes," said the wizard, "and he will be a solid anvil forever." Bran came next, bringing the sledgehammers. "Bran to your fighters," said the wizard. Then come Thresha, bringing pail of beer and the bellows. "Your beauty and your science with the Thresha," said the wizard. Then came Al with the chest in which there were weapons. "Al, to avenge you," said the wizard. Last came Fergus, with a bundle of withered wood and a bar of yew therein. "Fergus the withered," said the wizard. That was true, for the seed of Fergus was not good, expecting one Caradorgan of Comburn, and hence is the saying, "A stick of yew in the bundle of firewood." To bear witness of that, Shash was saying, "Hercus 5 sons, now the great anvil, Bran the sledgehammer for true striking, and all the chest of spears against fair shall blast Fergus the withered. Fesher has drunk of ale, Hal has warlike spears, Bran has the entrance to battle, but Nell has the prize." Now this was grievous to Monfin, and she said to her sons, "Do you 4 sons quarrel, so that Nell may come to separate you, and then kill him." They quarrelled. "I wish to separate them," said Nell. "Nay," said Tonal, "let the sons of Mofra be peaceful." Hence the proverb. Then Mofragan would not be able to abide by Sherson's judgment. So she set her sons to that same Sherson to ask for arms. They went to the smith, and he made arms for them. The weapon that was the finest he put in Nell's hand, and the rest of the arms he gave to the other sons. "Now, go to hunt and try your arms," said the smith. So the sons went and hunted, and happened that they went far astray. When they ceased from the slaying, they kindled a fire, broiled some of their quarry, and ate it until they were satisfied. Then, while they were thirsty and in great drought of the cooked food, "Let one of us go seek for water," they said. "I will go," said Fergus. And the lad went seeking the water until he chanced on the well that saw an old woman guarding it. Thus was the hag. Every joint on her limb, from the top of her head to the earth, was as black as coal. Like the tail of the wild horse was the grey bristle mane came through the upper part of her head crown. The green branch of an oak in bearing would be severed by the sickly green teeth that lay in her head and reached out to her ears. Dark, smoky eyes she had, a nose crooked and hollow. She had a middle fibrous spot with pustules diseased and shins distorted and awry. Her ankles were thick, her shoulder blades were broad, and her knees were big, and her nails were green. Loathsome, in sooth, was the king hag's appearance, That is so, said Youth. 'Tis so indeed, she said. Thou art guarding the well? Asked the Earth. Yes, truly, she answered. Dost thou permit me to take away some of the water? Said the Youth. I will permit it, she answered, providing there come from thee one kiss on my cheek. Ugh, by no means, he said. Then no water shalt thou get from me, she said. I give my word, he answered, that I would rather perish of thirst than give thee a kiss. The lad then went back to the place where his brothers were binding and told them that he had not found water. So Al went and looked for water and chanced the same well. He too refused to kiss the hag, returned without water, and did not confess that he had found the well. Then Bran, the eldest of the sons, went to seek water, chanced on the same well, refused to kiss the old woman, and returned waterless. Fasher then went, found the well, and the hag asked for her water. I will grant it, she said, but give me a kiss. I would give thee a few kisses for it. Thou shalt visit Tara, she said. Thou felt true, and two of his race took the kinship of Erin, namely Douthie and Emerweather, and no one of that race other than the sons Bran, Al, and Fergus took it. So Fasher returned without water. So then Niall went seeking with water and happened on the same well. Give me water, O woman, said Niall. I will give it, but first give me a kiss. Besides giving thee a kiss, I will lie with thee. And then he threw himself upon her and gave her a kiss. But then he looked at her and was not in the world damsel whose figure appearance was more lovable than hers. Like the snow in trenches, every bit of her from head to soil, plump and queenly forearms she had, fingers long and slender, calves straight and beautiful colored, two blunt shoes of white bronze between her little soft white feet and ground. The costly full purple mantle she wore with a brooch of bright silver in the clothing of the mantle. Shining pearly teeth she had, an eye large and queenly, and lips red as rowan berries. That is many-shaped, O lady, said the youth. True. Who art thou? Said the youth. I am the sovereignty of Erin, she answered. And then she said, O king of Tara, I am the sovereignty. I will tell thee its great goodness, etc. Go now to thy brother, she said, and take water with thee, and the kinship of the dominion will be forever abode with thee and thy children, save only when the twain of the seed of Fersia, namely Dathi and Averweather, and the one king of Munster, namely Bran Buhru, of the tribute, and all the kings without opposition, and those last seen the loathsome Bristol, horrible at the first and beautiful at the last. So is the sovereignty, for seldom is gained without battles and conflicts. But at last to anyone it is beautiful and goodly. Howbeit give not the water to thy brothers until they have granted thee seniority over them, and that thou must rise thy weapon at a hand's breadth above their weapons. So shall it be done, said the youth. And then he bid farewell and took the water to his brothers, but did not give them any until they had granted him every bone that he asked of them, and as the damsel had taught them. He also bound them by oaths never to oppose him or his children. Then they went to Tara. There they raised their weapons, and Niall raised his breaths of a hero's hand above them, and sat down in their seats with Niall among them in the midst. Then the king asked tidings of them. Niall made answer related to the adventure, and how he went seeking water, and how they chanced on the well and came to a woman, and what she had prophesied to them. What is thy cause? Said Morfinn. That is not the senior Bran that tells these tales. They answered, We granted our seniority and kinship to Niall for the first time in exchange for water. You have guaranteed it permanently, said Sauce, for henceforward he and his children will always have dominion and kinship over Erin. Now, that was true, for from Niall onward, except with the opposition, took the kinship of Erin, save one of his children, or descendants, until strong strider of Eochaid Mugmedon, son of Domnall, for it was taken by 26 of O'Neills of the north, or of the south, that is, the 10 kings of kindred, Conall 16 of the kindred Egrin, as said the poet. I know the number that took Erin after Niall of the lofty valour from the Logres Reim. It be a fault to the strong striker Eochaid, Loginaire, and his sons I will not conceal. Domra and his mighty Tanther, 9 of sound Adin slain, and 7 of the clans of Colman, 16 kings of lofty Ergen, 10 of cruel savage Conal. Nesser got with speedy course, the kinship always for his race.